Monday live stream. I'm Shane Olson, and I'm going to be sculpting this concept by Joshua Black. Surprise, surprise. I love sculpting Josh's stuff. If you've seen me before, I sculpt a lot of his concepts because they're just so well done, and he has a really good sense of volume and appeal. So I like it. So hey Neil, how's it going? Can you hear me okay? I lost track of time. I'm like, oh crap, I should be streaming right now. Oh goodness. But hey Max, how's it going? Just want to share my, there we are. Ding, ding. Okay, back to it. All right. Hey Angry, how you doing? Let me see something really quick. All right. Same old, same old. Same old's good. How are you all doing today? I'm here in Utah. It just got done storming yesterday. Now it's supposed to be warm the next 2 days, and then another storm. So I'm just waiting for spring to be here and be done with storming. That would be nice. Hey Leonard, I want to print that ray gun, but I still need to finish it first. Hey Brad. Okay. And there's not enough to do to warrant finishing it in a live stream. I would finish it in like 15-20 minutes instead of 2 hours. Maybe it might take me an hour, especially to render it and stuff. But okay, I'm gonna go ahead and make this just big, just with Sculptris Pro. Since I use Sculptris Pro so much, I like to start out with a bigger base mesh, a bigger start, just so I don't have to scale up my model later. Hey Bruno. Yeah, everybody from the Discord channel that was hanging out over there is now over here. And so if you guys don't know, I have a student-only Discord channel that comes with my 3D Character Workshop online course. If you're interested in that, you can check that out over at 3dcharacterworkshop.com. All right. And I've really been thinking hard about starting or doing some more videos on my YouTube channel to help people out. And that's been a lot of fun to come up with ideas. I'm pretty excited about that. Just, I don't know. I've always been a fan of YouTube, It's where I go to find stuff that I want to learn in a hurry, just small things, I think full courses are nice when you want to learn the whole workflow. When you want to learn just like a really specific thing, like how to do this really specific thing, I think YouTube's great. And I'd love to live stream on there too. Should get some music going for me. I have these headphones on. All I'm doing is listening to myself talk. I don't turn it on for you because I would get copyright strikes. One second, sorry. Might have to verify it's me on my phone. Okay. Sorry, 1 second. Take me. Okay, I don't know why it makes me log in every time. Okay, let's listen to this. Play, go. There we go. Awesome. Wait, what'd you say? Your course made me want to abandon 2D concept art and start those 3D sculptures going. I'm still an absolute noob, but it's so much fun. Thanks for sharing. You are so welcome. That's interesting to hear. I wouldn't give up 2D concepting though. In fact, you can embrace the 3D sculpting to like help your 2D concepting. Like you can sculpt out some base meshes and throw some ideas around and then render it out and draw on top of it. You know, there's nothing wrong with that. A lot of illustrators do that. Like if you ever watch Mike Thompson, he is another streamer on the ZBrush live stream. You can check his stuff out, and that's exactly what he does. He turns his sculpts into illustrations. It's really cool workflow. Okay. I just checked my reminder about your stream. It's still here and watch your stream. Yeah, thanks. Okay, let's get a neck in here. Yeah, Bruno, there's nothing wrong with that. I'm just saying, don't give up on it, you know? But it's fun to take a break and learn new things. Hey, Fing. Welcome, welcome. Somebody said nice beard. Oh, thanks. This beard, my kids say my beard is the only thing that shows my age. I'll take it. Oh yeah, yeah. So yeah, daylight savings here in the US. So I'm going, is it an hour? I don't know. I don't know the math of it. We pushed our clocks forward. Yep, spring forward. That's how I remember it too. Yeah, spring, the clock change always kind of throws me off. 3D modeling on the front line. Still remember me on the same from your last stream. Yeah. So how is it? I'm glad to see you again. That's right. Oh my goodness. I'm glad to see you're back. scary stuff. Still watching me. Well, thank you. I'm glad you have time to do that, you know? That's all I'm saying. I still want to do a move brush only challenge. I think that would be fun. I don't know if I could pull it off, but I'd like to try. Hear me out, Pixelogic. I'll charge 50 bucks a stream. I don't know what you mean by that, Pro. I don't. Hey, Chris, how are you? Good to see you. Thanks for hopping by. It's okay, Ian. Oh, is it showing me as Ian? Is that what you're trying to say? Yeah, I don't look at the titles at all when I just go live. So if they're messed up, they're messed up. It happens often. If someone skips, like if somebody doesn't stream and it happens often, then the names get mixed up. And since it's a weekend, there aren't people there to change it. Yeah, Chris, I haven't talked to you for a while. We should catch up. Whoever's talking to me on Facebook, it's not showing your name for some reason, but I'm doing well, thanks. Yeah, the names are, yeah, it's more often. I think it happens more often than not these days. That's okay. But I thank you for joining the stream and watching. I appreciate it. Let's turn on dynamic subdivisions. I could do worse than Ian's one of my students. He's awesome. And he works at Funko, and yeah, he's been sculpting like Conker's Bad Fur Day from Nintendo 64. Oh, hey Matt. Yes, daylight savings. It gets us all every time. Okay, this head blockouts. All right, I think I'm gonna add more volume. I like this this concept because of how large those eyelids are. Reminds me a lot of Jessica Rabbit. She's got huge eyelids, and they're fun to sculpt. I almost sculpted this other. So usually when Josh Black draws these busts, he does a whole page of them. And on the same page is another one that I almost did because of it had really fun shapes. Can't wait to work on some anatomy, but I've been working on blocking out Pokemon. But Pokemon's a great place to start. Yeah. People have been pick a random number from the Pokedex, keep it fresh. Oh, nice. That's a good way to do it, actually. That's a good challenge. Like it's almost like closing your eyes and pointing at a map, right? We have daylight savings, just changes on a different date. Ah, gotcha. Hey, Charlie. All right. You know what? I usually use the appendage for a nose. I mean, not like a Pinocchio nose like this, but like this, right? And for this one, just for fun, I think I'm going to just use a sphere. Oops. You can't. So that's one thing is if you're going to use insert multi-mesh brush, you can't, or you don't want to have the gizmo showing, or else it will replace your entire mesh with a new mesh. So you need to hit Q to turn that off, and then use a sphere, drag that in. And also when you try to snap an object, like by holding down shift to snap it, you want to reset the gizmo because it will snap to the last known rotation of the gizmo. So if you hold down Alt or Command and click on this circle arrow, it will reset that gizmo. And then when you draw out an insert multi-mesh object and then hold shift, it will snap to the world axis instead. And that's what I like to do. You bronzers, Bellsprout, and currently working on Magby. Nice. So I play Pokemon Go occasionally with my kids, and I love to change out my pets. And right now I have this guy named Throw, just because I thought it was funny, and he looks like a karate guy that's made of a pineapple or something. I don't know. Just a really interesting design. Throw. Hey, muddy out there. It is muddy out there. And then I lucked out on, and Pokemon Go has these community days where they will pick a Pokemon and just flood everything with it, and so you're basically just capturing that Pokemon a lot, and you have a really high chance of catching these special ones called shinies. And you guys are going to have to help me out because I can't remember the names. But the floppy fish one, what's the name of that? And then when you level it up, it turns into a dragon. You literally just blew my mind. I had no idea the gizmo and the IMM brushes had an orient constraint. Yes, they do. After you've drawn them out and then you hold down shift, that's when it pops. Magikarp, yes. Yeah, it's so funny because Magikarp is just worthless, when it's just a regular Pokemon, but when you level it up, it becomes like this crazy powerful thing. What's the leveled up versions? What is it called? I got 2 of them that day. Leveled them up. One's blue and one's red because one was shiny and one wasn't. Gyarados, thank you. Yeah, Gyarados. So it's fun to go, and if we just captured Magikarps all day long, and they turn into candy, which level up your, which you can level up your abilities and all this kind of stuff. Anyway, I made 2 really powerful Gyarados, and now it's really fun to go to like gyms and just like attack them and then park your Gyarados on there and leave. It's a lot of fun. Uncle Tony, you can call me whatever you want. I actually call myself Uncle Shane when I teach in my videos during my course. I always say like, Uncle Shane's looking out for you. Don't do this or do that. Okay. There we go. Is this for a cartoon series? No, Chris, this is just for fun. This is a character that's just a concept from my buddy Josh Black that I worked with at Disney. Okay. Okay, just want to make sure these are snapping. Usually with eyes, I make them bigger than I think they should be. And then shrink them down from there. Let's see. Yeah, I'm going to have to adjust her, the bridge of her nose. Was it hard for you to get your first job in the industry? Bruno, it was a long time ago. So it was, I got my first job in 1998 at a software company called Sapphire. And I had a couple friends that worked there. So networking was part of it. I was brand new. It was a very, very small studio, and that's where I got my start. So, but it took me getting a degree and going to school and learning it. And they say you don't have to get a degree these days. Well, I don't think you had to back then either, but I ended up going to the Art Institute of Seattle and learning computer animation. I think I'm going to scale these eyes up even bigger. Because the larger the eyes, the less they're, you don't want your eyes to bulge out of their sockets. So if you look at the curvature of the sphere, if you make these small, the curvature is going to be tighter and it's going to make it look like they're going to bulge more. I see that that's a big mistake that a lot of new sculptors make, is they make their eyes too small and then they bulge out of their head. And I like to make them as big as I can get them without them popping out of the side of their head, even though, and you can cross the center line, that's okay. But the larger the sphere, the less of a curvature the front of that eye has. And I do like to keep my eyes spherical for rigging purposes, even though they're so big and they cross in the center, that's okay. Okay. And then eyes are the trickiest thing to get right. And you can see there, a lot of people ask me, like, why do I block my heads out this way? You'll see a lot of people do, you know, do their heads a whole bunch of different ways. But the reason I like to make a cranium and a jaw and a neck, that's like the three basic shapes, is because where those two shapes come together, it naturally creates, it starts to create an eye socket without me even trying, right? And then I'll just go in and start to move it around some more. That transparency back off so we can see. Okay. Hey Mansoor, how you doing? Okay, I do want to make this, the cranium, even a little bit larger than it is now. And when you scale something, it scales from, this is kind of a mobile pivot point. And so it scales from whatever point that you put it in space. So I'm going to put it down here. Scale this up and back. You're from Washington? Nice. Yeah, I graduated in '98. Long time ago. I don't think they're there anymore, are they? Reason why I like to watch your stream, because you always try to keep contact with the people watching you. That's kind of what live streaming is all about, right? Not everybody does the same. You like your modeling style, stylish cartoons. Well, thank you. Not sure, never could go. Yeah, I kind of just happened into the opportunity of being able to go. And it was a good experience, but it was also, I don't know, I had good and bad. but for the money, I would have rather have not went, I guess. Because a lot of the instructors were like graduated students, you know, they hadn't worked in the industry or anything like that. So just like, what am I paying for? Paying to be taught by recent graduates? That doesn't seem right. Okay. I think we're good here. All right. Good, decent block out for a minute. All right, let's save it. Learning 3D modeling, Maya, your suggestion for beginner? I wouldn't learn Maya. No, I would honestly, I would learn whatever you can afford, which I would, so I would get ZBrush Core, ZBrush Core Mini. Those are both free. And you're also watching the Pixelogic live stream. So of course I'm going to talk about, or I should say ZBrush Maxon live stream. And so of course I'm going to talk about ZBrush. So I would start out, if you want to try it, you can start out with ZBrush Core Mini, which is free. And then move up to ZBrush Core if you want, and then get the full program later if you like digital sculpting. Okay, so I think I'm ready to stitch this. All right, I'm going to stitch this together. Now, to stitch these, I'm just looking to make sure that we have the same density across everything, and the nose and the ears are a little more dense. So I don't know, the stitch might, I'm sure it'll work across here, so I'm just going to try it out. Sometimes I'll flood fill everything with tessimation, which is right here on my user interface. So this user interface I give away for free if you want it. It's over on my website, 3dcharacterworkshop.com. About halfway down the page, you can find it. And it comes with these brushes and my ruler file. But I've moved this up here for ZBrush 2022, and this is essentially tessimate. And you can slide this down, and see it basically flood fills everything. And now everything is a little more equal in density, so the stitch will be more predictable. I think I'll use that now that I've done it. Like, okay, I'll just keep that. And then I use remesh by union, which is underneath the gear on the gizmo. We'll stitch everything together. And you take a look at the stitches and see if they look good, which I think they do. And then you click on the gear again, say accept, and then turn symmetry back on because it'll turn it off. And then I'll turn Sculptris Pro on. And then I'll move, so this slider is the Sculptris Pro density, and this one is the Tessellation density, and they have a relationship. And so I like to move this one down near the one below it or a little bit less than it. So now when I use smooth, it will smooth it out with the same density of faces as what's already there. And so then I can just start smoothing out the objects, the transitions from one object to another. I can turn up my smoothing a little bit so it's stronger. It's a lot of fun to use Sculptris Pro. I like it. It's my favorite new thing. I used to use Dynamesh all the time. I was just talking about my students the other day. But I'm a full-on dynamic topology fan now. I really like it. Ryan, I wouldn't say that. They haven't announced anything, so that's just rumor. I have not heard anything like that. I've only heard people say that they're worried about it, but that's just rumor. Do you work with any animation companies? I used to. I worked for Disney for 10 years, but I worked for their game division, not their film. Hey, Tattoon. I'm good, thanks. No worries, Ryan. I just don't want to get people upset, you know, when it's not official. Are you still working? How difficult or easy is it to get such a job? I do occasional freelance work here and there. Not too often because my workshop keeps me busy with all of my students, but I still love to sculpt characters for, you know, for companies. So the last one I did was a collectible for Qfigs. And that was a lot of fun. And it's not out yet, so I can't say what it is, but hopefully it'll come out soon and I can talk about it. Let's see here. Okay. Forgot what I was doing for a minute. Graphic Chesler, I like your name. As a 3D user for 12 plus years, I would say if I started today, start with ZBrush Core, ZBrush Mini, Blender to get all around feel for 3D, then upgrade to ZBrush Pro and Cinema 4D when you can. Yep, I would agree with that. Can I survive with only sculpting as a freelancer? Yeah, if you get freelance jobs that pay well and that are, you know, come in quite a bit, like if you for example, if you work in collectibles and they keep sending you work because they like your sculpting, then yeah, it's absolutely possible for sure. NDAs are necessary but frustrating. Everything I've animated over the last year has been awesome, but it won't be able to update my demo reel with any of it until the fall when it comes out. Yep. It's usually like a year to 2 years or even longer sometimes before you can show people what you've been working on. And it sucks because the stuff that you've been working on is your best stuff, you know, usually the stuff under NDA. So let's see. How long do you reckon it would take to get good enough to go professional with ZBrush? That's up to you and how fast you can learn. And what kind of art skills you already have. So it's not really a question I can answer. Hey Jace from Jamaica, hello, welcome. Sorry, I got to concentrate for just a second here. Working on this nose shape. Hey Neil, I just got your message. Not yet. I'm pretty close to getting that rolled out for official, and then we can. The eyeballs on Disney characters shaped as a perfect sphere? Yes, they are. You typically. It depends on the character. Hey, from India. Could you show on the screen which brush you're using? It's right here. So this is the current brush I'm using. So if I change the brush, you'll see it change right up here. Hey, Comics. Hey, thanks for the pitch. Yeah, if you want to speed up your learning, take courses from mentors. Take Shane Olson's courses. Thank you so much. Yes, I do have an online course. It's called the 3D Character Workshop. And it's an all-inclusive course. It takes you from nothing to final character, final game character, and 3D print character. So if you're interested in learning how to sculpt characters like this in detail, then you can check out that course. Thanks, Neil. And I'm also working on an acceleration program to get you even faster, which is a mentor program by me that's currently in beta right now. I'm trying a few students, pushing them through, and it's going well. Okay, let's see here. Hey, Brad. Yeah, Brad's one of my students in there. If you're interested in joining the acceleration course, it's not quite ready yet, but you can send me an email, shane@3dcharacterworkshop.com. So the beta is not free. It's actually far from free. It's full priced what I'm going to charge in the future, and it's more than the 3D character workshop. So just if you're interested in that, just shoot me an email. I'll let you know the details. What in the world? Okay. You want to take online courses? Is it possible? Yes, just go to 3dcharacterworkshop.com and check it out. Sorry, Rob. Thanks for that. It's not just, I actually should set up that email though. But yeah, shane.olson@3dcharacterworkshop.com or support at. Well, I'll get both of those. And it's OLSON. Yeah, the acceleration program is not for beginners. I recommend the main course if you're a beginner. And the acceleration course is meant for if you've been practicing for a while and you just can't quite make it there and you need some help, some mentoring help, that's what the mentoring is for. Just to go from good to great is the idea there. Okay, I need more. Whoops. If you hold down Shift, you access the smooth brush. And when you hold down Shift, you can turn on Sculptris Pro, and you can reduce your, increase your density, which is reducing the slider. And then you can turn your Z intensity to 0, and then it won't smooth anything down. It will just add density like this. I'm running out of triangles to do these lips with. That's a little too dense. There we go. Could I reply? So yeah, just go to 3dcharacterworkshop.com to learn more about the course. If you look at Neil's comments, he'll give you a link to that. How to make an eye-catching demo reel? Please help me. I'm a student now. Well, so first of all, as a character modeler, you don't need a demo reel because you're not an animator. All you need is an art station to show people that you know how to do the work that they want you to do. That's basically what a portfolio is. It's you showcasing to companies that you can do the work that they need you to do. So as long as you can do that, it's right above. Look at Neil, N-E-I-L. Can you post that on YouTube, Neil? I don't know if you can or not. Acceleration programs, Shark Tank. Yeah. Thanks, Brad. Hey, Spear Check, how's it going? It's on YouTube Streambot. Okay, YouTube Streambot. Insert. Yeah. If you're struggling as a beginner, like I said, my 3D character workshop takes you all the way from beginner to advanced. So if you want to check that out. Oh, Jace, is somebody asking about the brush I'm using? Yeah, it's just my pinch brush. So again, I give these brushes away for free over on my website, 3dcharacterworkshop.com. So here, I'll just show you. Okay, so this is my website, 3dcharacterworkshop.com right here. I'll paste it in there in case you guys. Okay. So if you learn more about the workshop, that's where you learn more about how to, you know, what the course is and what it covers. And then this is the character that one of the characters that I walk you through. I walk you through several. And then about down here, this is where you, if you want my brushes, you just fill out your name and email, and then you'll get my brushes right here. So there you go. Yep, and there's a fantastic community that comes with the course. I should show you that really quick. Just so you can see the quality of work coming out of the 3D character workshop. It looks like this. So this is the community. I have a top row. So Brad, who's talking right now, this is one of his, this lion right here. But yeah, so look at the quality of work in here is astounding. Even, yeah, to me, I'm just like, what the heck? Yeah, really, really great characters that people are working on. You can see it's all levels, all skill levels, anywhere from beginner to advanced. So if you're interested, yeah, we get into stylized anatomy and cartoon characters, all sorts of stuff. So if you're interested, check it out. Let's see here. Hey Jinx, can you make FPS hands with ZBrush? Are you talking about for like first-person shooters? Yeah, absolutely. So I worked on a first-person shooter for the PSP, the handheld PlayStation thing. I made it in Maya, but you can absolutely make it in ZBrush. It's the same workflow. So the interesting thing though about first-person shooter hands is that you have to change the focal length of the camera a lot to get it to look correct. And you have to actually skew your models like crazy. Okay, let's work on this cheek area here. Just want to blend this a little bit more. Okay. Now, the move brush does not affect the geometry. The Sculptris Pro, like only smoothing will do that. Well, certain brushes will be affected by Sculptris. Hey, Carlos, how are you? So Carlos is another one of my amazing students. I just showed some of his work in the forum. Good to be here until I go back to work. Yeah. Make this nose smaller. I've set a hotkey for your custom menu and also on my pen like you have, but the pen button doesn't work. Any clues? Make sure it's set to your, did you set it to number 2 on your keyboard or on your numpad? Make sure it's on the correct number 2, and then you can test it by actually hitting number 2 on your keyboard, and the menu should pop up just by hitting the hotkey. So make sure that works first. And then after that works, then you go into your tablet controls and make sure that your button is clicking. You know, when you click on that, you pull up the menu. The keyboard that works, but the pen doesn't work. Yeah, I'm not sure. Yeah, since I'm not there and seeing it, I can't really troubleshoot it. But maybe reach out to. Yeah, does make sure your keys are just working in general. Your buttons are working in general. Like maybe try assigning it to something else and see if you can get that working before you reassign it back. Sorry, I wish I had better information for you. All right. And sir, my response to that is, well, it's a good thing you're here because you can just learn from here, you know, and then watch other YouTube videos and things like that. I've actually been toying with the idea of doing ZBrush or doing a live show on my own channel, but do the membership thing, like the join button. You guys seen that? Just wondering if anybody would be interested in that for like a low monthly fee. And I would go and do full characters, not just busts of characters. Hey, Tom. Be interested in that? just a thought. It sounds like it'd be a fun time. And like a different tiers, you know, like Patreon-ish sort of deal. Like the highest tier, you'd get the STL file of it, so you could print it out if you wanted to, you know. And then people like, you know, insert that from countries where the cost doesn't transfer as well would a discount for students. I would like to, if I can figure out how to manage it, you know. Oh yeah, speaking of Stylist League, I've been sculpting a character over on the Stylist League this month. You could just look up Stylist League on YouTube and find it. It's actually another streamer on here. His name's Mike Thompson. And Bradley's not a streamer on here, but he's a really great ZBrush sculptor. So I just joined up with the two of them, and we're working on Invincible characters from the Invincible comic. It's been a lot of fun. Making this pretty dense. I like to turn on my wireframe just to, sometimes I'm making things a little more dense and not realizing it. Okay, let's get some graphic. Yep. I'm still working on it. It's close. It's really close. But yeah. I need to pull this in more. So I'm just studying where this eye is at. I don't know if I'm a fan of it. So weird. Okay. Sorry, I'm switching up my music here. Okay. There we go. Let's try and get this chin a little more pointy. All right, Chris. Well, thanks for hanging out. Good to quote unquote see you again. Yeah, I'm listening to music. I don't push it to my stream. Just to give me something to listen to while I'm sculpting. I don't push it to my stream because it's copyrighted music, so. like to listen to a lot of old 80s new wave music. That's my jam. It's a little too... Hello from Algeria. Welcome. No, the inflate brush can also be used as a deflate brush. If you hold down Alt or Command on Apple, you can actually push it in instead of pull it out. Yeah, I'm listening to some Erasure right now. What platform would you use to host the full character streams that you would be talking about? Lucas, honestly, I think I would only do YouTube. And the reason why is because it has the membership on it. I know Twitch does too, but Twitch is kind of, it's a stickler when it comes to the membership side of things. And it's not organically findable. Like you can't, YouTube will deliver videos to you, and if you do a search on Google, it'll come up, that kind of stuff. But on Twitch, it's kind of its own thing, and you have to tell people about it, if that makes sense. So I think I would just stick with YouTube. And I was also thinking about Patreon, but again, Patreon is, it's like, I don't want to complicate things too much. If I can just keep it all in one place, like on YouTube, then I will. I want to keep the barrier to entry low. And then when I'm done live streaming, it's like automatically available to rewatch, like right after. So with Patreon, I have to do other things like compress the video and upload it somewhere, and then it's just, it can be a hassle. Go get smooth stronger. You guys didn't know this, there's a kind of a hidden smooth brush that smooths stronger. So if I have this cranked all the way to 100 and it's still not smoothing as fast as you want it to, it usually happens when you have quite, your meshes are quite dense. And you just want it to smooth quicker. There's a smooth brush called Smooth Stronger. And you just find it by hitting comma on your keyboard, going to the light box, click on brushes, go to smooth, and it's right here, Smooth Stronger. Just double click on that, skip this note, and now you have Smooth Stronger, and it's stronger. Okay, let's get some lashes and eyebrows on here. That always makes her look 10 times better. So I'm just using the topology brush to draw on the surface, and then I change my draw size down to 1 Because if I do and then click on the surface, there it goes. It just changes to a single-sided object. And then I can just split unmask points. It doesn't look like it did anything, but here's some hidden geometry now. I'm going to go grab kind of this dark brown color. Let's see, maybe in here. Yeah. Then I turn on dynamic subdivision, get rid of creases, and then add thickness. And then turn off this post subdiv, and then they'll look like this. It's a little bit dark. Awesome, Mark. Yeah, that'd be a lot of fun, I think. What you doing after turning on poly? I don't know what you mean specifically. Make her shirt kind of whitish too. And it's funny because it's so crazy how eyelashes will change things, because she won't look female until I get these big old eyelashes going. So let's select these. And thickness, when you add it, it's even. So I wish I could make it so it's like thinner and thicker in areas. I don't know how programmatically that would work, but for eyelashes, sometimes I like to draw them and then lay them on their side, and then I'll show you. It's kind of tricky to do, but okay. So, for example, if I want to bring these out, let's do one here, one there, like that. So everywhere you cross the lines and make a four-sided rectangle, it's going to make a face. I think I'm going to go a little further out even and make one more face. Then I have the geometry there to mess with. And then I go to draw size 1, click on the background, split unmask points, and then arrow down to select that subtool. You can kind of see it hidden, but it's going up instead of out. I want it to go out like eyelashes do. So I'm just going to get in there by hand and rotate them or bring them out. So I can go mask lasso, mask off the bottom row here. Masking is kind of strange in ZBrush sometimes as far as the information it's providing you, which it's masking off vertices, not edges, not faces, just vertices. And then it has kind of this fade. So it's fading the mask from one point to the next. So it looks like this side is masked, but it actually is not. So you'll see when I go to move this, see it's just the one row that's masked. Let's turn on double so we can see what's going on. So I'm going to pull this out like so, and then I'll do the same thing for these little lashes that I made up here. Now, if you start to mask and then you add Alt or Command while you're holding down Control, it will turn white and it will mask everything else off except for what you want. And that's a handy little tool. Okay, now that we have that, we can add thickness and then start tweaking the shape of it. See, if you start to add thickness right now, it's just going to give you this really hard-edged, creased thing. And I don't want that. So I'm going to uncrease all, but then it's going to give you this weird shape, right? And that's because it's trying to crease it, or it's trying to subdivide it before it adds thickness. And I want that to happen after. So I turn off post subdiv, or yeah, it happens after by default. I turn that off and then it gets smooth like this. That's what I want, is like smoothish. And these orange dots are showing the actual mesh. So if I turn off the dynamic subdivisions, you can see where the original mesh is that I'm editing. And I turn that on, and these orange dots represent the original mesh. So I'm still actually editing the original mesh. So I can grab these orange dots and just start to scoot them around. Hey, Tenji. How are you? Yeah, this is another fun concept by Josh. I can make these pointy and curly. Curl them this way and curl them this way. See how it's the same thickness overall? These kind of look like horns, not eyelashes, but we'll get there. Sometimes I like to turn off dynamic subdivisions so I can actually see what I'm doing here for a minute. Because you don't want to warp your mesh too much. And if you start to, you might want to add more subdivisions. Or more insert lines, just so you have enough geometry to help you out. Hey Ram, how you doing? There we go. Great, great, good to hear. Okay, so 117. Love the eyes on the concept. Yeah, the shape of the eyes are great. And I think I might have to see how it's the same thickness throughout, and I like how this goes from thin to thick as it makes its way down the eyelash. I need to make that happen. The difference between divide and dynamic subdivide. Divide is real, dynamic subdivide is a preview. So that's basically it. That's the difference, the biggest difference. Okay, so on this, I want to keep the extrusion, but I don't want to have this, I don't want to commit the subdivision levels. So I'm actually going to turn this down to 0. See how it's got the thickness now and not the subdivisions, and then hit apply. Graphic, thank you. Sometimes that just works, right? Oh, I'm lucky. I feel like I just luck out sometimes. And I'm not gonna lie and say I don't follow a formula. I have a formula in my head that I follow, that I'm just like I just from experience I know how faces are supposed to look. And so I just kind of follow that formula. So if I turn on dynamic again, I can turn this up and turn thickness off. And now I'll get the subdivisions back, like the smooth subdivisions. So now that I have this and I have the extrusion, the thickness, I can use my smooth brush and make this thinner down at this end, and then use inflate to inflate the thickness down on this end. So see, then I get it going from thin to thick as I go. Much better. See, I want it to curve up like this. Yeah, I'll get to that, Mark. Matter much. Let's give her, let's see what she looks like with some eyes. This might put her in the valley of the suck here. We'll see. Apply. I like to subdivide up to enough. This is now has, these eyeballs have 3 million polys. She looks not impressed. Let's see. Eyes are kind of, I find they're one of the most difficult things to get right. Spacing, like the direction they're looking. Yeah, I think that'll work. All right, so, and then what I like to do with eyeballs is I'll either fill them with the toy plastic material. So since see how these just have one little single highlight on them? It's kind of fun to go click on this material. Where are we, material? This material. And then go down to toy plastic. See how toy plastic just has one little highlight on there? So when I select this, you can see how the eyes just have that one little highlight. And you can use that for eyes. That material ships with ZBrush. And you can see it's applied. It looks like it's applied to every other subtool, but it's not. It's just a preview of what it's going to look like. And if you want to actually apply that material to that object, you have to I like to use my hard surface brush right here, hard paint brush, actually. And then you essentially click up here on M for material. So you'll fill it with the material channel, okay? And then I can say fill object like this. And it doesn't look like it did anything, but it actually filled that eyeball object with the material. Now if I switch back to Skin Shade 4, you can see that that material is still on the eyeball. See that? So, and I could adjust the light down lower if I wanted to make it look like the highlight is on the eye a little bit more. But then it kind of messes up everything else. That's what this is. This is the lighting ball that I can just move the light around on this lighting ball. Like this if I want to. Some materials will work with it and others will not. So it depends on the material. if it's a matte cap, like a material capture, usually the lights are baked in and it won't work. So be aware of that. Move it up a little more. Then another material that I like to use is ZBrush eye material, and I have to go load it. So give me 1 second here, and you won't see this, but I'm going back to my old installation of ZBrush, because that's where I have that material. And then let's see, Z Startup, where are you? Okay, and this is called ZBrush Eye Shade, or Eye Reflection, sorry. See this? Crazy. Looks weird, crazy. But if I'm still on material and I say fill object, it's going to fill this eyeball with that material. And now if I go back to Skin Shade 4, it will still stay on those eyeballs, and it looks like nice reflected shader. So that's kind of fun. And then make sure you switch back to RGB. Otherwise, you're going to be painting on your surface of your character with a material rather than Polypaint. So be careful of that. Do you need a GPU for ZBrush? I'm planning to buy a convertible laptop soon and use it as a drawing tablet. So yeah, DMH, the ZBrush is very GPU heavy, and it uses cores. So the more cores you have, the better it will respond and work for you. It's not as GPU intensive. It does use it, but not as much as it uses a CPU. So if you're specifically wanting to use ZBrush a lot, then I would get a machine that has a big CPU with lots of cores, as many as you can afford. Okay, I want to paint these lips in. So you guys, just so you know, you're on the ZBrush, you're watching the ZBrush official live stream. So when you're talking about other programs that compete with ZBrush, I'm probably not going to talk about them. Just so you know. Hey Harry, yeah, there is a challenge going on right now. It's the superhero/villain challenge. So if you want in on that, check it out. Interesting. It's like a... So if you want to select a color from your concept right here, hey, what's up, Mark? You have to make sure your ring is showing like this. And then you can hit C or hold C, and then you can hover over your concept, and you can see it's picking all these different colors. And I'm not clicking on it, it's just hovering. So it's just interesting to me that this upper lip is kind of a gray red. So I'm going to use that and paint these upper lips. But I want, with painting, I want this the edge to be pretty sharp on these lips, and so I need more sculptural detail. So I'm going to turn my Z intensity down to nothing and reduce. Okay. And this is just prepping the area to take the color, essentially. Yeah, hero or villain. What hardware do I have? I have an AMD 1700 for my CPU, and I have dual 1080s for my GPU. Kind of an older system. And it does okay. Okay, so the paintbrush, and make sure I'm on color. See, this is interesting. I'm going to see if this is going to work. This color seems wrong, but I'm going to try it and see if it works. It's always fun to just see the top lip painted because sometimes it looks like a mustache. Thanks for the tip. You're welcome. And that's another thing about my YouTube channel. When I decide to go live over there, I will be covering other software as well. Oh, didn't mean to do that. Pyrovice, I don't know yet. I haven't quite decided yet. Usually I Z-remesh and subdivide it down because I always say this, a low resolution mesh that's been subdivided is the cleanest mesh you can get. It's funny because I usually sing to myself when I'm sculpting on my own, but when I'm streaming, I don't, obviously. So another thing, if you didn't know this, let's see how these lips look. They need to be bigger. Okay, or wider, I should say. The shape is wrong. And I'm not sure that I like that color on those lips. So I'm going to take this color that I have. What I was going to say is, if you hold down Alt while you're painting, it's going to grab the secondary color. So you know that. Okay. What did you take on website like Turbo Square? Well, I do have an opinion on it, but I'm learning 3D sculpting now in the hope to make second income. I wouldn't count on sites like Turbo Squid because they're so saturated with models that it's really hard to make an income off of selling your models that way. Yeah, I don't recommend it. There are better ways to make income from your sculpts. I wouldn't try for that. I mean, you can try it. It would be okay, evergreen income, you know, but I wouldn't count on it, I guess. Okay, so I'm just gonna darken this a little bit. Maybe try that. Okay. I think that's a better, richer color. Okay, I'll be there. I'll get it. Just what would I sing? Whatever. Usually what I'm listening to, and I listen to 80s new wave stuff. Typically, because those are the songs that I know the lyrics to. I always tell my wife my head is full of useless lyrics. Hey, Wilberth. Welcome, welcome. How you doing? Yeah, retro wave's great. It's a little too. It's just like it's great to work to because it's like doesn't have a lot of words. It's a lot of synth, depending on what you're listening to. And those are the best kinds of songs to listen to when you're working, because then you're not distracted and you can focus. I really like, also I like bands like Deadmau5 and BT and Cascade for that. They're like really good, just synth music that you can, it's just really, really well produced that you can get lost in. So I wasn't smoothing because I didn't have it turned up. Let's turn Sculptris off. Yeah, movie soundtracks are great. You know what's funny is, since ZBrush is so CPU intensive, it will sometimes make your music freeze for a second whenever you go to rotate your model. It's always done that. I haven't heard these songs forever. I listened to Tycho? I don't think so. Still some lumpies in their cheeks. Driving me crazy. I feel like this needs to come forward. Sorry, I gotta focus for a second. It's my little tweaky nudgies. Use AccuCurve to push the ends of the mouth. I didn't that time, but I have been. I was cooking while watching the stream, so I didn't see how you made the mouth. Is there an opening for it? On this one, there's not. I usually like to make an actual mouth cavity because it just gives me a better result, but lately I haven't been, just for speed on the my little tweaky nudgies. Okay, I'm just gonna block in this bandana just to make her not look bald. Let's see. Not that there's anything wrong with bald. Okay, let's make it a light blue. split unmasked points. And, whoops. Could be on the right one. See, I'm still kind of singing. So what are you all working on today? Anything fun? Hopefully you're working on something. Now this bandana has some weight to it on the back, so I might gotta make sure I get that weight. Kind of has a sweep to it. You're working on All Might. Awesome. A coffee mage? Very cool. Working on Midvale pot cooking mostly. A medieval pot cooking post. That sounds awesome. Being concept for my next sculpt. It's so hard. Yep. Figuring out clown pants loops. Oh goodness. Cassie Cage from Mortal Kombat. Nice. Oh, thanks, Archer. Putting a 3-year-old to bed. I've been there. Being stylized Shang-Chi. Fun. He sculpted my old clan members. Planning on 3D print and paint it and send it to him for his birthday. Awesome. Doing a villain? Sweet. Yeah, coffee mage sounds like Brad's superpower. Speaking of coffee, I'm going to take a hit. Love the coffee. A little too much, I'm afraid. Sculpting more Greeblies for the Star Wars Walker. Nice. Okay, let's see what we can do with... Man, my version looks too old. I gotta make her younger. Gotta figure that out. She's not... And I think it's something in the profile that's not there yet. So whoever said it's not very Valley of the Suck, we're not there yet. Entered into this started to retop a WoW gnome today. Nice. I used to play a WoW gnome back in the day. Good times. Okay, let's shape this. Secrets are no fun. Secret, what's that from? Oh, top secret? Is that just a saying? Jinx you about the valley. No worries, no worries. It's, you know, I've had worse valleys. This one's not bad at all. But there's just something in, like as you turn it, I think it's in the chin. Like it's feeling, yeah, that's it. See that lumpy? It's right in here. I gotta fix it. Trying to get my Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle blockout some more after seeing Brad's last season. Did you see Marcus's turtle? Oh my gosh, that thing's amazing. Oh, it's from The Office? Oh, I need to watch more of that. Still very new to sculpting. Tried ZBrush a long time ago. It was great. But for a hobbyist that does not make any money out of it, I would love to see a version that's cheaper. Yeah, I mean, you can use ZBrush Core Mini and ZBrush Core. Those are both cheaper versions of ZBrush, but cheaper than the full version. I don't know that you're going to find that. That's better. Marcus is a wizard. Sometimes he hops in the stream. I gotta show you guys. Let's see. Yeah, see, I gotta pull her forehead out more, pull her jaw out more, and kick it back. See, it's still just, it looks old lady-ish. I gotta fix it. Fix it, Felix. Okay. Oh my gosh. All right, you guys, look at this. What? Oh, so good. Yes, Marcus has been one of my students for a long, long time, and he kind of figured out his own way of texturing. And he does this all with Polypaint. So this is hand-painted Polypaint on here. So he just subdivides his meshes high enough that it really, really works. Yeah. Marcus is on a different level when it comes to his texture work. So yeah, check out Marcus's stuff. It's Marcus Hartel, Haertel. So incredible. Here, let me show you this one close up. Yeah, look at that. So good. Incredible. Good job, Marcus. Amazing. Yeah, with those sigh. I love it. Okay. Anyway, sorry, I had to showcase you, Marcus. Fantastic sculpt. His works appear in ZBrush Screensaver too. Awesome. The tape on his shell, yeah. Super cool. Okay, let's see if we can fix this. Let's save it. Hey, Carlos. Oh, I should show people your work too, Carlos. Should I? You want to see Carlos's work? All right, I'll show you Carlos. Here we go. Sorry to spotlight you, Carlos, but your stuff is incredible. Look at this. Right? What? So good. Yeah. Fantastic. Carlos does some really, really good stuff. Yes. So, hey, Carlos, where can people find the rest of your artwork at? Could you post a link on Facebook so people can find your stuff? Phenomenal. Okay, let's see if we can't fix this. Cuter cheeks. Too bad, Carlos. I'm already calling you out as being awesome. I love to showcase my student stuff. Knet, I'm doing it right now. That'll probably help a lot too. ArtStation, there you go. Thanks, Carlos. There's Carlos's ArtStation. You can follow him over there. Yeah, Wilberth, do it. You're not too far away. Okay, let's see. Honestly, Wilberth, if you hadn't done that character that you first posted on the forum, that would have been a top row, but you, it's from another course, right, that you did that for, so that's why I didn't put it up there. If you can understand that. No, not dynamic subdivisions. Come on. Okay, where are you? This one? Which character? I think the first one you posted, the full character, the girl, the female, right? If I'm remembering correctly. Okay, I'm going to do the same thing with these that I did with the last one. Turn this down, apply it. Okay. Sometimes I feel bad because sometimes I miss some that should be up there and I don't put them up there, and yeah, I need to pay more attention. Yeah, that latest monster is great. Whoops. I feel like my sculpts don't even belong in the final renders. Oh, stop. That's what the forum's for. It's to post your stuff, whatever level you're at. It's yeah, that's the only way you can get, well, it's not the only way, but it's the fastest way you can get better is by posting your stuff up there, getting feedback, and then doing it again. You know? Yeah, don't feel like you shouldn't be posting up there at all. No matter your skill level. This face is looking a little bit like what, like that meme of that kid that's like, I I gotta fix it. Hey Susan, may I ask what platform, pen, mouse, tablet you're using? So the software is ZBrush, and I'm working on a Wacom Cintiq 27-inch. And let's see, what else? Just a PC. It's not a Mac. It's a AMD 1700 CPU. Okay, that's why. All right, I'm gonna try something here. It's almost time to go. Also, yeah, you should hop over on the all my students, if you haven't yet, hop over on the student Discord channel, and because it's very active over there. The forum's more for like posting your work and stuff and getting feedback, but so is the Discord channel. If you need help with things, it's a great place. It still looks like an old lady. I gotta figure it out. Figure it out. I'll probably have to figure it out offline. It's probably those cheeks. Okay. I have ZBrush Core and I'm catching up slowly. Yeah, that's a great place to start. So this is a full version of ZBrush. And it has features like the Z remesher, which I'm going to use here in just a second, because I want to make some big changes to this face, and it's a lot more difficult when it's like this. It's this dense. The color of the headscarf? No, I think it's something still down, and her eyes, her eye shape and stuff. I got to figure it out. It's bugging the heck out of me. But I got to focus. And usually I can't focus that hard when I'm trying to talk about it at the same time. I feel like it's like in here. I don't know yet. Yeah, upturn the nose. That's part of it. It's probably a big part of it, actually. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, it's so much better, Jack. Thank you. That's helping a ton. I can pull this whole thing out more. Nose. The nose knows. And there is about a 20-second delay on YouTube. That's the only thing that I don't like about YouTube, is how much of the delay there is. On Twitch, it's much less of a delay. Yeah. Yes, it's funny because sometimes it's just one thing, right? It's like one thing that's weird. Sometimes it's a lot of a whole bunch of different things, but yeah, I can put a little crease. Yeah, I do need to smooth out some things, including these cheeks. They peak too much, and it's a lot of it's because see how this density change on the surface. That's what I need to do. Is I was gonna Z-remesh this whole thing, and there we go. Not so wide of lips. Kenya, hello. You can. Just takes practice. Practice and passion. Anybody can do it. And I always like to say, you know, some people are like, yeah, that only took you 2 hours, because it's been 2 hours since I started this. And I'm like, yeah, it took me 23 years and 2 hours, because that's how long I've been at this career. That's feeling a little better, but still this profile is messing me up. I'll get there. Thanks for your help, everybody. Thank you so much for hanging out with me today. This one's been a fun one, a challenging one. I like it. It's getting there. Oh, you know what? Might do it. 2. Do you recommend? Sure. I mean, anything to get started. Whatever you have available is what you should use. Even sand and snow and clay, it's all the same. Art skills transfer. Tool's a tool. And ZBrush is really, really good at what it does. It feels the closest to real sculpting. It is real sculpting. It feels the closest to traditional sculpting of any program I've used. So yeah. All right, you guys. Thanks so much again for hanging out with me today. Another Monday sculpting session. And like I said, I might be starting to sculpt on my own channel soon. If you want to follow me over there, that's just look up 3D Character Workshop on YouTube and hit subscribe if you want. And yeah, look for some new videos from me coming soon. All right, you guys. Oh, let's see. I'm gonna pull that. Yeah, there we go. That's better. Getting there. That looks like a dwarf. I think these smile lines are really... Sorry, I can't stop. I can't stop working on it, you guys. It does look like a grandma. Oh, gosh. Okay, I'll figure it out, you guys. And I'll show you next week if I can, if I work on it some more. Maybe we'll work on it some more next week. Okay, you guys. Thank you. Take care. Have a wonderful day, and we will see you next Monday. All right. Cheers. Thanks, Neil. Thanks, everybody. Take care. We'll see you. Bye.